Now it's time to cook with that garlic. First up, we're gonna make a roasted garlic and goat cheese spread. I like to serve it with some vegetables, some toasted bread. But the first thing we gotta do is roast our garlic. You wanna take one small head of garlic, cut the top off to expose the cloves. So it's really just like about a quarter of the top of it off. Okay, so it's just like that. Now, you can use a nice fancy garlic roaster, but you don't have to. You can just use a nice piece of aluminum foil and it makes for a really easy cleanup. So you take your head of garlic, you put it into your aluminum foil, kind of crinkle it up a little bit. You take a little olive oil, coat it up nice, it'll help caramelize it. And now just a pinch of salt. And now we wrap it up tight in that aluminum foil. You want to put this into an oven that's set at 425 for about 45 to 50 minutes. And just wrap it up really, really nice and tight and pop it in your oven. It's been about 45 minutes, so I'm going to pull out the head of garlic and let it cool down. In the meantime, we prep the rest of the ingredients for the spread. So first, we're gonna take, I would say, 4 or 5 leaves of fresh basil and just really coarsely chop them because we're gonna put them into a little mini food processor, so then they'll get really nice and fine when we do that. So just coarsely kind of chop it. Now you could pull out your large size food processor. I have a nice little mini one here, and let me tell you, it's way easier to clean. So we just put this in there. And then you want to do about another teaspoon or so of fresh parsley. And you want a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And I use black pepper instead of white pepper because I like to see the black little flecks. And of course, the goat cheese. And I'm just going to break it up into a couple little pieces here. And the key is to have the goat cheese at room temperature, otherwise it's going to be a little crumbly and you're not going to get a nice mixture. And I served this spread at the Super Bowl party we had, and it was a big hit with everybody. And plus it helps get some vegetables in you too, instead of, all chips and pretzels and stuff. And now, let's take our head of garlic. I love roasting garlic because the whole kitchen ends up smelling like garlic. And it gets nice and sweet and caramelized. That's exactly what we're looking for. And then we're gonna take this whole head and squeeze it right into the mini food processor. And you could just grab it and squeeze, and all the little cloves will pop out. And I'm not gonna waste one little bit of it. Now we combine all of our ingredients and we just nicely pulse it in our food processor. Everything looks well combined now, so we can take it out and put it into our serving dish. And just scrape it out into whatever you're gonna serve this in. Look at how well combined that is, all the herbs and the garlic. It's gonna be great. It's a really good way to get people to eat squash and zucchini and stuff like that some people, especially kids, might be a little funny about. Okay, so we've got our spread all together. Now all we have to do is plate this up with our vegetables and toasts. I'm gonna go grab the sliced zucchini and squash. Okay, so all I did was thinly slice some zucchini and some yellow squash. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick or so, and I used a fancy mandolin, but you could just use your knife. But the mandolin, you can make pretty shapes. And just plate it up. And the reason I use vegetables is really because otherwise you end up eating way too much bread and crackers and all that, so this gives a good alternative. And plus it looks really pretty with all the different colors. And I will grab some celery. Some nice sliced bread is also good with this. You can use a baguette, or I found some fantastic whole grain pumpkin seed bread. And there it is, a wonderful platter roasted garlic and goat cheese spread.